when we see them.
The assassination has sparked threats to lawmakers, college campuses, including the Naval Academy. We want to get a better understanding of how law enforcement is responding to so many potentials for harm. Joining us now is a former Secret Service agent who's been on the presidential detail. We have Keith Wojcicki. And Keith, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Susan. Really appreciate your time.
Keith, you were also responsible for implementing physical security plans, so all of these complicated maneuvers that have to be done when an important person or high-profile person is speaking. Can you start by talking about all of these threats? They're concerning, but likely draining resources pretty fast.
It's unbelievable, especially with the amount of threats you have. And when you're looking at a threat nowadays, you have to take it as credible. I mean, not saying you didn't before, but with a lot of this protection, you ask your three questions, right? Was there a threat made? Can this person or people carry out the threat? And can they travel to this location? And these threats meet that criteria. So you have to take every threat serious. Now, we see that this environment is definitely elevated. Public figures are often under credible threats, fewer barriers between the threat attacks in many cases. I mean, for example, back in 2024, the assassination of Brian Thompson. So you have to take into account, these little things that you're seeing and be able to act appropriately.
So what would it be like, Keith, to protect political and high-profile figures at this point, as you're having to assess all of these now? You have to think they are credible.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question, Susan. Really, it is, because you have to understand that, like you said, things are credible. So the ultimate thing is, but the bodyguard mentality is react. So you need to have an action in order to react. In order to mitigate these, in order to be successful in mitigating a lot of these, is collecting intelligence ahead of time and providing a more detailed risk assessment of what's going on in that environment, whether it's indoors, outdoors. It doesn't matter, but grabbing that intelligence is key to reducing the risk of such attacks. Whether it's I'm sorry, go ahead, Susan.
Well, I was just going to say, we have kind of two similar situations here. So the shooter who killed Charlie Kirk fired from atop of a building, one shot. The assassination attempt on then presidential candidate Trump, also outside with the shooter on a roof. How does this change future events? What can we see if we're going out to an event that political figures, especially high-profile figures, still want to continue to engage with people, so they want to continue to do these events?
You're absolutely right. And that's going to be the most difficult thing, is being able to be a public figure, being able to shake hands, and still having security as a top-notch thing that you're worried about. The initial reaction you're going to see from this is that there's going to be more security in entering any event, looking at whether it's metal detectors, checking bags, whatever it is. And then the most important thing is reevaluating the security plan to, if needed, potentially relocate or postpone the event due to specific threats. Long-range gunmen, like you talked about with Trump, or with the Kirk, what happened just 300 yards away. That's something that's detrimental, and you need to figure out, okay, what can we do to mitigate that? You're going to see more funding, be able to allow through more thorough assessments and threat assessments, and evaluating the risk based on the intelligence that is collected. That's going to be the result of this, and then they're going to implement that assessment into the security plan.
All right, we have some good insight. Thank you so much, Keith Wojcicki, a former Secret Service agent, for giving us a view into what future political events will look like. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.